What's up, all you crash test dummies? It's your boy, Crash Out Cowboys fan. Today, we are here to talk about head coaches. We're going to rank head coaches from least to best, in my opinion, on who was just hired through this coaching cycle. There was 10 of them, which is a lot more than usual. Normally, it's like 6 of them, maybe one or two more, but 10 is kind of crazy. So we're going to rank them from worst to best, in my opinion. If you like football content, if you like funny football content, if you like podcasts, subscribe to the channel. If you don't, you're just an Eagles fan. All right, let's see if I can do this in one breath. Let's see if in one breath I can tell you guys every single head coach that was just hired. All right, Cardinals hire Mike LaFleur. Falcons hire Kevin Stefanski. Ravens hire Jesse Mentor. Bills hire Joe Brady. Browns hire Todd Monken. Raiders hire Clint Kubiak. Dolphins hire Jeff Hafley. Giants hire John Harbaugh. Steelers hire Mike McCarthy. And the Titans hire Robert Saleh. My goodness, what a lot of movement. That definitely was not one breath, but we got there in the end. So, in my opinion, let's go from worst to best. Starting at number 10, the worst hire of the cycle. It has to be Todd Monken to the Browns. What are y'all doing? This is just malpractice. You want to come up? 1 second. Okay, Evie Cam. She wanted to say hi. So, say hi, Evie. You want to chill with me? You want to talk about coaches? Okay, she'll be right here. All right, this is the worst hire of the cycle, in my opinion, because and like there's a couple things. I know no one wanted to coach the Browns, like I understand that, but like they set up basically like the longest application process possible, where you had to do like a whole SAT basically just to apply to be the Cleveland Brown head coach. What are we doing? I'm not doing that. It don't matter how much y'all paying. I'm not doing that. And then, yeah, the problem is their old DC now. Jim Schwartz was really trying to be their head coach. I think he deserved it. I think they would have at least been competent with Jim Schwartz. They didn't pick him, and guess what? Now Jim Schwartz is refusing to coach for the Browns. He's still under contract, so he would rather not coach for a whole year than to coach for the Browns again. So not only did you alienate your best coach, obviously Myles Garrett's amazing, but one of the big reasons your defense was so good, and you have a head coach, I just don't think he's good. I just don't think Todd Monken is going to be a head coach. It's a terrible setup. It was terrible practice. It's not a good hire. The Browns suck, and they're going to keep sucking. It is what it is. Number 9, Joe Brady to the Bills, or I guess he was already on the Bills. And here's the thing. I don't think Joe Brady's going to be a horrible head coach. I think how they got there is why it's so low on my list, because you had a good head coach in Sean McDermott, and all he did was call y'all out for being trash. He said, yo, this roster is not good enough to win a Super Bowl. We got to get some receivers up in here. And they said, you know what? Fuck out of here with your opinions. They fired him, like straight up. They got rid of him, and then they just promoted from within. So I feel like Joe Brady's just going to be a yes man, even though I think he does play call very well. I don't like it. I don't like it. You got a yes man. You got a guy who hasn't been a head coach before. You're just promoting from within, which means the problem is internal and it's not going to get better. So that's why I don't like it. It's nothing against Joe Brady necessarily, but yikes. Yikes. All right, number 8. Jeff Hafley to the Dolphins. And this one is more like, we'll wait and see. Like, I don't know. Jeff Hafley's never been a head coach before in the NFL. And he is a defensive-minded guy, so sometimes it's kind of tough to tell how they're going to translate to the NFL, especially because as soon as he lost Micah Parsons, his defense was horrible. Well, not horrible, but it wasn't good. And it worries me because the Dolphins just got rid of their 2 best edge rushers in Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb this morning. They released him. So I feel like the problem is going to be the same. I don't know. We'll see. I'll give him a chance. I just don't know how I feel about it. That's why it's so low on my list. All right, number 7, Mike McCarthy to the Steelers. Listen, Big Mike, I appreciate what you did in Dallas. I just feel like a lateral move is going from Tomlin to McCarthy. I don't think you got better. I think you're going to stay exactly the same. Mid. You're going to stay mid. Which, I guess, if you want to be mid, be a Steelers fan. It's just, I just don't see it being better than with Tomlin. I guess we shall see. Obviously, with all of these, I could be proven wrong. I don't know. It just seems like you just got to stay the same. And I feel like when you fire a head coach, or they didn't fire him, he left. But when you get a new head coach, the goal is to get better. I just don't know if they're going to get better. That's all. All right, number 6, Mike LaFleur to the Cardinals. This one is interesting. I just need to see him call some plays because he was the offensive coordinator of the Rams the last couple seasons. He was an offensive coordinator for the Jets before that, calling plays, but it's the Jets. It's kind of hard to determine if you're a good player or coach if you're on the Jets. I ain't gonna lie. I'm sorry, Jets fans. I want you to be good. You're just not. So he was learning from McVay, which is huge. Learning from McVay is awesome. He wasn't calling plays. So hopefully he's taken what he learned from McVay and now he'll call the plays and be good. I think it's just we have to wait and see how he's going to do. I don't think it's a bad hire. I think it could be a good hire. It's also just tough because who is your quarterback? Because Kyler Murray sucks. Kyler Murray is terrible. Get him out of here. All right. Top 5. Let's get it. Number 5, John Harbaugh to the Giants. Before you get mad at me for putting him 5, I was going to have him higher. But then I started looking at the coaches he's hiring. And I don't like it. His offense, he picked Matt Nagy as his offensive coordinator. The dude who became the offensive coordinator of the Chiefs, and they got worse. A failed Bears head coach that went to the Chiefs and their offense got worse. That's who you picked to develop Jackson Dart, who needs development. I don't know. There's always he's a choke artist allegations as well. I don't know. I dropped it. I dropped it from where it was because I don't know. We'll see. I mean, obviously, I hope the Giants are terrible and they stay terrible. I just feel like it sounded really good, and now that we're kind of seeing him put his pieces together, it's just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. Number 4. How about Kevin Stefanski to the Falcons? I like it. There was some weird stuff going on in Cleveland with Stefanski. I don't even know what happened. My biggest problem with Stefanski is he just always seems to have beef with one of his quarterbacks. He beefed with Baker Mayfield and kind of kicked him out of town. And look, now Baker Mayfield is a fringe top 10 quarterback, and Browns have Shedeur Sanders. And then he just like hated Shedeur as well. It's like, why did you had Gabriel and Shedeur at the same time, and you were actively seems like trying to sabotage Shedeur. I don't know. I guess that's like my main concern, but he is a good head coach. The Falcons need a good head coach, so we'll just have to wait and see. Quarterback situation matters, but I like it for Atlanta. I think it should boost them, and with how weak that division is, who's to say they can't win it next year? Top 3, let's go. These are the ones I really, really like. Not that I dislike the Stefanski one, but these are the ones I really like. Okay, Jesse Minter to the Ravens. I like it a lot. Okay. They lost their defensive coordinator 2 years ago. He went to Seattle. He won a Super Bowl. They said, hold up. We want some of that. They get Jesse Minter. On the Chargers as their DC, he had that defense flying, zooming, going crazy with, if we're being honest, not the best talent at times. I mean, it's kind of like Derwin James in a dream over there. Everyone else is either old or just not that good. So they saw the blueprint from losing their DC. They said, hey, let's try that. I like it. I think Jesse Minter is going to be a good head coach for them. They're going to rebuild that defense. And you have a 2-time MVP quarterback. You have one of the best running backs we've ever seen in Derrick Henry. And you have, I think, solid wide receiver play. Like, the offense is pretty okay. Like, you don't have to do much for the offense. Build around the defense while you already have that MVP quarterback. And boom. Y'all should be okay. All right. Top 2. These are my 2 favorite ones, obviously. Robert Saleh to the Titans. I love this one. I know Titans fans wanted a a QB guy and they wanted an offensive coordinator to become a head coach. I understand, but he immediately hired Brian Daboll to help out Cam Ward. So you just let Robert Saleh cook, because Robert Saleh is that dude. Robert Saleh is going to build a culture. Robert Saleh is going to set the tone. Everything's going to run through Saleh. I'm a big fan of it. I think his tenure with the Jets was not his fault, because his quarterback was Zach Wilson and then Aaron Rodgers with no Achilles. So, honestly, between those two, I don't know which one is worse. Y'all tell me. I just think this is great. I'm a big fan of Saleh. I watched him take a practice squad 49ers defense to the divisional round. Okay, and they got blown out, but like they got there at a certain point. Like, injuries and talent level in the playoffs does matter. It didn't matter for a long time. That was Robert Saleh. That was Robert Saleh. Yeah, Robert Saleh is that dude. But we got to get to my favorite one. My favorite coach this year is Clint Kubiak to the Raiders. Call me crazy. Kubiak is gonna have Fernando moving different. I know we're just all assuming they take Fernando Mendoza with the first pick, because if they don't, fire everybody, burn the Raiders down, send Max Crosby somewhere good, please. Clint Kubiak is an offensive genius. Clint Kubiak has a chance to be the next Shanahan, the next Sean McVay, the next, I guess, Ben Johnson as well. This dude is so good at calling up the offense. It's incredible what he can do with his crossing routes, with his run concepts. Like, I love everything he does. Obviously, it's going to be he's going to have to build. The Raiders are not in a good spot with their roster. It's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be like Ben Johnson going to the Bears, fixing them in one season. That's not what I'm expecting. I'm expecting maybe 7 wins out of the Raiders next season. But those 7 wins, you're going to see an offense starting to move, starting to hustle. If you have Genty in Dynasty, bro, hold on to him with everything you got, because Kubiak is here to save everyone. I'm a really, really big fan of that one. I do think it's going to take probably 2-3 years before you really see it take over, just because their roster is in such a rough spot. I mean, that just happens, but I'm a big fan of it. They just had to draft well, sign some free agents like Kubiak, Cook, and Fernando Mendoza is going to be awesome. I like Fernando, so you know. What do you guys think? If your guys' team's got a head coach this offseason, let me know what you think about it. I would love to hear you guys' opinions on everything down in the comments below. Subscribe. I will see y'all next time. In the meantime, keep crashing out.